just picked the keys up to 3 separate properties that all completed this week, and I've picked up every single one for a reason that most investors would never even think of. We've also added £22,000 of equity from the refurb that we're doing. So they've signed up for 5 with us. So we've already got 4 in legals. Then number 5 we've actually offered on. They'll have 5 within this year, so 2026. This is what has accelerated my portfolio to having 20 properties. We are in not so sunny Castleford. This is property number 1. So what I want to do is I want to go through the numbers on this one. I've just met the investor here. They've just left. So I want to go through this one, go through the numbers, and then go through the reasons that we talked about, that we speak to investors and we make sure that it works so that the investment and the property and the portfolio and the business all come together. So let's have a look at the first one. So as you can see, just picked up the keys to this property. Needs a refurb work, which brings me on to point number 1. Point number 1 is refurb. When I say refurb, right, I want to be really clear on this, because when a lot of people look at strategies, look at property, look at investing, when it comes to the refurb, people think, right, the bigger the refurb, the more value you can add, which is the complete opposite to what we do. And I think it's really important what we focus on, and today is a brilliant example. All 3 properties are brilliant examples, is that we focus on that small to medium refurbs. And there's several reasons why. We don't want to tie too much capital up. We want speed of refurb to get the keys. We want to add some value, but there's better ways of adding value. I'll talk about that on point number 3. And we want to ensure that we're doing more and more deals within the portfolio for investors. So as you can see here, and we'll go through the numbers in a second, this one needs, as I say, the small to medium refurb. This needs all the flooring changing, so that's downstairs carpets. I think we'll get away with the kitchen flooring, but we'll look into that when the project manager comes tomorrow. Needs the stairs, flooring, and it needs bedroom, bathroom, and the hallway. So all the flooring. Then we want to do a paint job downstairs. I think we're good. I've been told the investor doesn't like the blue. I quite like it. Nathan behind the camera quite likes it, don't you? Yep. However, we've said to them, look, it works. If someone comes in and rents it and they want to change the colour, they can do that. But I think we're okay to leave it all. So we're going to leave that. Paint the entire upstairs, probably whitewash or beige. And then we're also going to look at pricing up the bathroom. So what we've done here is we've priced everything up, and then the investors met us here, as I said. They left about 10 minutes ago, and we've gone through the whole property, got it all, and they've said they've got a bit of a bigger budget and they want to do that. The beauty of what we do is we can present everything, we can talk through the deals, we can work with you. But the whole idea is it's a partnership. So for me, with this bathroom, I think we can get away with minimal stuff to get on the rental market and still hit the same rent. Whereas they want to focus on doing a full new bathroom because it will add value. Probably won't add much on the rental, but it'll probably be quicker on that, and it's something that they want to be doing, they want to be proud of, and they want to get it done. So it's what we offer to investors. When we come to properties, when we're working with the deals, we can work on a bespoke partnership service. So, I mean, if they want to do absolutely everything, we can do that, but obviously there's that balance, and my advice comes into it. So point number 1, in terms of what we do and what we believe is that gap in the market that helps investors in the best possible way, point number 1 is a refurb, which is small to medium focus. So numbers on this one quickly. The purchase price on this was 98 in the end. The refurb that we budgeted was 6k. They wanted to spend a little bit more, as we said, on the bathroom, so we've got a budget of 10, which will do everything to a good condition, and it will add the value. So the GDV, so the gross development value after the refurb, without the bathroom is around 115, with the bathrooms around the 120, and the rent on this, we've positioned it at 750. However, since we got the deal secured through the conveyancing process, next door rented for 800. So we think after a refurb on this, we think 800 is potential. So for that, the mortgage is £312. They have insurance and the management fees at 750. They'll probably be doing 350 to 400, depending on what we end up with. So in terms of the net, we're looking at around £312 mortgage, take off all fees, they'll be clearing around 350. The net return is around 8 to 9% overall. which is a very strong deal. And also with that, the cash outlay is around £45,000 for the overall deal, so it's a nice one. It might go a little bit higher with the bathroom, sorry, because that conversation happened about 20 minutes ago, so I've not worked it fully out. But we've also adding around £22,000 of equity as well from the refurb that we're doing, which is around the £6,000-10,000 depending on what we do. So just to highlight that this one is a really good example of when we're spending on the refurb of that small to medium, which I would class as around 5 to 15, maybe 18,000 of small to medium. A medium would be 18 plus, large is large. So yeah, the numbers on this are really, really good. The investor on this has bought it. They will be doing the work and will be looking to refinance this in the future to pull out a good chunk of money. The rent over the time period as well adds into the pot that their next investment, rather than costing 45 like this one has, their next investment, they might have to put another around £10,000 to buy the second one. So it just shows the impact of that, the strategy and what we're doing here. So yeah, let's go on to point number 2 on the second property. Property number 2. So we've just had lunch, Nando's, of course. Then we had a quick call in Starbucks. I had an investor that I wanted to speak to. I'll talk about that in another call, but it seems really positive. Got a final call booked in for next week. Just before we go in, just want you to step backwards. Just turn the camera over there to see that to let sign. The reason I want to show you that is the evidence that we've got and where we're looking for the numbers that we talk. We have examples quite literally 2-3 doors down. So that's how we know our numbers. But anyway, I want to get into number 2, which is, and actually that follows on from it, the location. So let's go inside. I want to show you it quickly and we'll talk about the location. This is property number 2. Needs a little bit of work that we've talked about. That's number 1, so we're not going to go into that. Number 2 is location. It is so important. I think this is the most important part. It's so important that we really delve into that location. And when we say location, what we mean is we want to find that balance of capital growth and yields. Now, for me, I've invested heavily in West Yorkshire. That is an area that I have seen the trajectory, or I've seen the past increase in capital growth, and I've also can see the trajectory. It is actually positioned from Savills as the number 1 investment area over the next 5 years. It's where all our investors are looking at. It's where I've invested heavily as well. So when we say location, we want to find a mix of 2 things. Number 1, yields. We want to make income today to reinvest further, most likely. So we want to find properties that are at yields. We're seeing 8, 9, even 10% yields, which gives us a very good cash flow, which is what we're doing in the business. The type of houses that we're finding, your 2-3 bed, your houses, not flats, your freehold, not leasehold, gardens, near schools, near motorways, all of that information, we're finding in West Yorkshire with the sort of numbers we're looking at. So the second most important part, whenever you're looking to invest, is the location. And West Yorkshire for me ticks all them boxes for me and investors. If you are interested in, by the way, investing in the areas that I've talked about, make sure you get in touch. We offer a hands-free investment service where we go out and we find properties like we have today. I mean, the investor on this one has never been to this property. They've seen the photos, they've seen the project management pack, the schedule of works pack, they've seen all the numbers. They've not seen this property physically themselves. So we've done it all hands-free for them to invest in the area. I believe they're actually based down in London, so they've no need to. Number 2, location. And finally, we're at the 3rd property. So just pick the keys up, we'll go in. I know what it looks like anyway, because this has been vacant, and then we'll go through the final bits. But this is for an investor that's now bought 2 out of 5. So they've signed up for 5 with us. So they're working on a portfolio building, 5 pretty quickly. And then we've already got 3 and 4 in legals. So 3 will complete in 2 weeks, number 4 will complete in 4 weeks. And then number 5 we've actually offered on. So they'll have 5 within this year, so 2026. We're going to refinance in the future and we'll buy another 3. So they'll have, we want 10 within 4 years for them, which is exciting. So this is number 2 for them. So let's go and have a look. Just before we go into the 3rd point and the biggest learning today is I want you to just see this property, because I mean, it does need a bit of work, but look at the size of this, look at the condition it's in already. This is such a good property. So yeah, I wanted to show you that and boast about it a little bit. But anyway, So, point number 3, the third point, the biggest part of this video, the strategy part. I've already answered it, I've ruined it. Number 3 is strategy. But more specifically, not just strategy, question mark, it's strategy on the buy, refurbish, refinance. For me, this is what has accelerated my portfolio from buying a handful of properties from the budget I have to having 20 properties. Because what I've done is I've put this strategy all together. Okay, so the refurb, I've utilized smaller refurbs so my money can go further. I've utilized the location, so I've bought very, very heavily in the locations I know, West Yorkshire, a bit in North, but West Yorkshire nonetheless. And then the third is that BRR, so I've bought and I've bought well. So what I mean by that is I've bought below market value with equity in the deal. I'm gonna take this house, for example. This was purchased for £94,000. In terms of the refurb work, we've budgeted around £5,000 for a few different areas. The value of this, once we've done the work, is anywhere from 110 to 115,000. So the goal of this is buy below market value. It's then refurbish, not a huge one, small to medium, which we've talked about because we've bought a small to medium refurb in the right areas. And then what we'll do is we'll refinance, I say we, the investor, refinance this property to pull out the equity, but we'll do this over a period of time. So we'll make rent, where the property will go up in value. So it's currently worth 110, 115. When we refinance this, it'll be worth around 120, maybe even more, but 120. We pull out additional equity. We have the rent that we make on top. And then the second property for the investor will be something that they can get. They might have to put a little bit more towards it, but they can get that for a lot less than what they've put into this. This investor specifically has actually bought 5 from us already. So we're accelerating that journey for them. But it emphasizes the power of being able to buy one property, to buy the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, to grow the portfolio much quicker than standard buy to let. You've watched the entire video and you've gone, right, this is something I'm interested in, whether it's about learning about it or whether you want us to do it for you, hands-free. So you want to learn, how do you buy in the right locations, as we've talked about? How do you buy below market value and a property where you can add value through a small to medium refurb, and how you can utilize the BRR strategy? Then what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description. Click on the link to either look at some case studies or book a call directly with myself and the team, and we can have a chat and we can understand how we can help you. And of course, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, please comment, and please subscribe, and all that bollocks.